Hey guys, how's it going? And today I have a replay for you that a few of you have probably seen because I know a few YouTubers have done it. And I just wanted to post it because it's such an amazing replay. And it's one of those replays where I just look at it and go, man, I wish I had a game like this because it basically has everything in it. Torpedo dodging, salty enemy team members, broadside battleships that don't learn their lesson. It's just all around amazing. And I hope you guys do enjoy this. But of course, starting this battle we have daHOMELESSdude moving in towards the A cap, and the North Carolina just popped up on the enemy side of the map. Now daHOMELESSdude is holding his fire, but that North Carolina is at a really good angle, and he looks very, very ripe for some penetrations. And that's exactly what daHOMELESSdude is about to give that poor Tier 8 American battleship in a few moments, as soon as the guns align. Yeah, he looks like he's at a fairly nice angle for some penetrations. So all 12 guns on him. They look to fall a little bit towards his bow, but it doesn't matter. He slaps them for 10,000 damage. And yeah, very, very nice hit to start off the game. Now, this cap has basically gone uncontested so far. They have two North Carolinas down in front of them, but most of the enemy team is either off to the side or over in Bravo. And would you look at that, there's a Fletcher, and the same one who probably capped Bravo, along with the Yugamo right behind him. But that Fletcher's a little bit close for comfort, and the secondaries are actually going off. So, 12 guns towards the Fletcher, will they hit? Hell yeah, first blood, 1 penetration, 3 overpens, and 7k damage is absolutely enough to take that Fletcher to the bottom. So, threat demolished. Now, what do we got? We got the North Carolina, who still hasn't learned to not be broadside. And he's gonna learn pretty fast, but I don't think he's taken this lesson to heart yet. So, 12 guns towards him, starting to re-angle as his shells are coming in. And 2 citadels, 2 regular pens taking off a huge portion of his health. Well, thanks to his angling, no damage really done. And I believe the last part of the player's name is daHOMELESSdude, so apologies for me not remembering that name. But anyway, Homeless is not done yet. This North Carolina kinda angled away, but the backside of his ship is extremely flat on the deck, and since he's turning back towards the shells, there was a decent chance, but only 1 overpenetration happened, and I don't think that one even did any damage. So sadly, out of all the shots that he's done so far, Homeless has not really had any good luck on the first, or I think it was his 4th salvo of the game. So, I mean, 3 out of 4 isn't too bad, right? And plus he's gonna get another one since, you know, the North Carolina feels like being broadside still. So, yeah, 21,000 damage, leaving him at a fraction of his health, and he will not live long as a Fletcher takes him out. So what do we still got over here? We have another North Carolina. Surely he has seen what has happened to his friend and has decided to, you know, angle. Not only has he not angled, he's firing high explosive. While it's not a bad idea towards a battleship that's bow on, you probably could get a little bit more done with armor piercing on a Montana. And yeah, he's still broadside. 2 citadels for 28,000 damage. Just teaching these guys a lesson. Secondaries are lighting this guy up. Homeless has no fear charging in towards this guy, as, you know, high explosive isn't going to do that much in the first place. Angles against it anyway. Another citadel, and the Iowa behind him takes it out. Oh my god. Ah, you would think one of those guys would, you know, realize, hey, our armor's in the front. But looking at the rest of the battle, it's going pretty heavily in his team's favor. But that Hipper's poked out a little bit too much for his own good, is broadside on to a Montana all the way across the map, and takes about 5,000 damage for his, you know, accident there. Which, that's not the last we'll see of him. Trust me. We'll get some more shots on him later. For now, looks like all the enemy battleships that went north are starting to push down south, and they're going to be a threat to the whole team. As you can see, a lot of the team is situated around the Bravo point, kind of loosely scattered around, or they're over here behind Homeless. Decent hit on the Frederick, the falling shot doing 63,000 damage through the deck. So decent hit, nothing extremely major. It definitely won't be taking him down to the bottom or sinking him, but it's definitely damage, and damage is good. So up to 140,000 so far, which is a really good game for a Montana. But of course, Homeless isn't done yet. There's still a lot of ships to sink. And this Frederick is starting to make a really good target of himself as he tries to maneuver away from the high explosive fire of all Homeless team's ships. And as he goes broadside and Homeless fires, an enemy Shimikaze pops out. And that could be terrifying. Shells are going in, but Homeless ignores the Shimikaze. 16,000 to the Frederick, but Homeless ignored the Shimikaze, put his trust in the the Kagero, sorry, and was rewarded as the Kagero took out the Shimikaze with an early torpedo spread, not allowing that Shima to get off any torpedoes. So very, very good job to that Kagero. So what do we got downrange? We have an Ibuki and a Grosser First. You know what? Screw it. It's a First. Shots out on the First. Can't really... Oh, there we go. 10,000 damage done. He popped up just as the damage counter was floating away. So, decent hit on the broadside First. The Ibuki, he had a higher chance of dodging at that range, so I can kind of respect the shot. Ooh, a little bit of lag in the replay here. But remember when I said that wasn't the last of the Hipper we were going to see? He did sink a Tirpitz, but he's poking out broadside. And that's not going to help him too much here. 2 regular penetrations and a Citadel, sending him to the bottom and awarding Homeless with a high caliber award. And as you can see in chat, Hipper is not very happy with that and has now stated that he is reporting Homeless. And Homeless takes it as a compliment, as he should, because that's just a sign that you played really well. Yeah, Salt Miner will be salty, but that's not the point of this replay. We're at 186, now 189,000 damage, which is an extremely good game for a Montana. But like I said, Homeless is not done yet. There's still nice, fat, juicy enemy battleships and a carrier somewhere over there that need to be feasted on with the Montana's armor piercing, especially since it seems like every battleship on this enemy team feels the need to go broadside. Of course, they are cutting a swath to the north, so it's kind of not looking too... Oh wow, really nice hit on the Tirpitz. 25,000 damage, awarding the Confederate award. But like I was saying, it's not looking great as per positioning, but they're definitely holding the caps, and I'm talking about Homeless's team here. They're definitely holding on to the caps and starting to kind of force the enemy team to rethink pushing into Bravo. And they're kind of getting mixed up and scared, which is always a good thing. So, that last salvo on the Tirpitz, putting Homeless up to 214,500 damage, which is an immense amount. But, as I've said twice already, definitely not done yet. And that First looks like a great way to get a bit more damage off. But it depends what else wants to show up broadside over there. It looks like the Tirpitz wants to come out first. So, lining up on the Tirpitz, will he nose out just enough? Yep, here he comes. Oh boy, that just doesn't look nice for him. Here comes the shots. They look really good, really tight. And 16,000 damage. Jesus. It's just Citadel City in here. Tirpitz fired some shells back before he sunk, but doesn't do a lot of damage to the Montana, which has already moved out of the way of the shells being anywhere near the Citadel. So this Frederick is doing all he can to kind of get away from the impending doom coming from behind him. and he didn't move fast enough. He gave it his best shot, but that 8,500 damage hit will leave him low enough for basically anyone to finish him off if they try. Looks like the carrier is trying to bomb the Otago in front of Homeless's Montana. Sadly to no, well, I shouldn't say sadly, but to no avail, and Homeless's Montana chews up 5 of the planes. Ooh, those shots could have been bad coming from the first, but luckily they bounced. So Homeless gets by without a scratch, lines up on the first, and fires a volley his way. And that first is once again at a very nice angle for penetrations, and he never maneuvered, and he actually got a Citadel on him. 31,000 damage going off on the first and taking off a really good chunk of his health. Wow. You almost never see a Citadel on those things, and if you do, it's usually with something that has really high penetration. Not usually a Montana. A Buki way out there, looks like he's going to go down soon. The first is still not angling towards this direction, and he's going to pay for that again. Shots out, coming in, coming down perfectly, and 11,600 damage going off on the first. But he did take out the Fletcher, so not the best trade in the world. But still plenty of friendly ships. While that first is taking Bravo, he is under heavy fire. Torpedoes heading his way, enemy or friendly carriers sending bombers over there. Of course, we have the Montana who's dodging torpedoes like it, or just making it look easy. I mean, come on. And of course, pounding shells into the first. Now it looks like the last enemy destroyer is out in front of Homeless, firing his guns through smoke. And that looks like an American destroyer just by the fire rate and the fact that it only has single guns. So that could be a Fletcher. And that thing has pretty nasty torpedoes, and I've only seen one salvo, so he may have another one. And I'm not sure where that first is pointing his guns, but this high explosive salvo, since he was angling, isn't going to do a whole lot, but it might piss him off. But as you can see, Homeless is switching back to the armor piercing, and is getting ready to drop a salvo on that poor broadside first. But the Fletcher just popped up, and that Fletcher is extremely close. Then again, with all the friendly ships around Homeless, he shouldn't have to worry about that too much. Once again, he's putting a lot of reliance on his teammates. Torpedoes coming towards him. First just got slapped for 15,000 damage, and I believe the first sank right there and ended the game. Oh, yep. Chats or the reports on the side, while it still shows he has health, shows that the first sank and gave his team enough points to save Homeless from taking a couple torpedoes from that Fletcher, who is probably going to sink from the secondaries pretty damn soon. So yeah, that's just one of the games where I go, why can't I get one of these when I take out, say, my Yamato or my first or my Montana? Why can't I get one of these games? Because it's just impressive. And I'm not saying it was all luck, because just look at the aiming he did during this game. All the shells landed almost perfectly on those ships, and so great job to Homeless. So after battle report, daHOMELESSdude, 306,000, almost 307,000 damage against that enemy team. 7 Citadels contributing to that. Confederate, First Blood, High Caliber. Jesus, I just wish I could have a game like that. That's just so impressive. And to do that much damage in that short a time, because, I mean, he had over 100,000 damage before the game got past really the 10-minute mark. And overall, that was just impressive. Impressive shooting on his part, and impressive luck, I guess, with the enemy team not learning their lesson after the first Citadel, or watching their friends sink, or, you know, just being that first Fletcher that got absolutely hammered by daHOMELESSdude's cannons. That poor guy. Moving into the second of the after battle reports, shows daHOMELESSdude on top with 2,800 base experience, showing he really stuck the damage to the enemy team. The Kagero that one shot the Shimakaze that daHOMELESSdude put so much reliance on to take out that tier 10 Japanese destroyer, came in second with 1,777 base experience, with his division mate close behind. So very good job to him, very good job to daHOMELESSdude's whole team for putting in their own amount of work in that battle, and all contributing to the win, as they definitely held on to that center cap. And of course, good job to the K1st for earning over 1,000 base experience in that battle and pushing into the Bravo cap to basically try to wrest control from the friendly destroyers from daHOMELESSdude's team and kind of try to carry at the end of the match. It was a little bit too late, but he definitely made a best attempt at it. And finally, the damage during this battle. 306,856 damage done is an immense amount, especially for a Montana. It's one of the ships you just don't expect that out of, but people amaze me, and they actually do it. So, main battery, 303,000 of that damage was with that. Not a lot of one salvo of high explosive was fired during this match, doing 3,700 damage during the course of the battle. Armor piercing was mainly what daHOMELESSdude used during the whole match, attributing to the bulk of all his damage, with 299,000 damage done with just the armor piercing. And of course, the secondaries decided to chip in during this battle, scoring 22 hits with 3,600 damage, so slightly less than the high explosive, but they did their best. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. It was just an impressive replay that I had to put up despite knowing other people had already put it up. It was just so incredible that the enemy team just didn't learn their lesson. And not saying that that was the only thing contributing to this, because like I said, really good shot from daHOMELESSdude and really good positioning on his part too. But the enemy team just didn't learn their lesson, and I had to post this just to point that out. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Good luck out there, and have a great day.